These are interesting. So I got these. These are just modules that I got from Amazon. Basically, they were £8. Sorry, £9 for a set of 5. So £1.80 each, right? And these, the input is mains 220 240 volts AC, and the output is 5 volts USB voltage. Yeah, that's 2 modules, and each one is 700 milliamps apparently. So you could, in theory, put a double USB on there. It's below spec because it's 350 milliamps per USB socket. If you actually plug 2 things in, you wouldn't get the full half milliamp spec, right? But you could simply, you could put a double USB onto that, and obviously have the mains input on that, and that's it. You've then got USB. That's the power supply. That's amazing. And you can see my finger. Look at that. That's how big it is. There's nothing to it. That transforms down from mains to 5 volts at 3.5 watts. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So it will charge your phone. It won't charge it on a rapid charge, but it will charge it. And you could probably make something like that up for a fiver. This plus the USB plus some way of plugging it into the mains, and a case. Damn it! Yeah, a fiver. For a USB charger. That's pretty good. Yeah. Right. We're having fun. So I bought a bunch of these. These are just some cheap. I think they cost me £2 each. Just plugs off eBay. Yeah. Might be eBay, might be Amazon. I don't know. And I only want the middle bit, the inside bit, because of the form. Now these were cheap. I mean, like there's 10. I think I bought for like 20 quid. And so, but it's the pin shape that I want, because I can probably replicate. It's just a piece of metal, so I can probably replicate that. And then we've got these, which are the 5 volt mains. These are little like miniature flyback converters in a strip, and I bought 7 of those. And I thought they were, I don't know how much they were. About £8 for all of them or something. It's not very expensive. 700 milliamps at 5 volts output, right? So we can use these for powering USB devices. And what I've done is I've cobbled one together and I've stuck it into this. We got English plugs here anyway, and I just stuck it into this because it's obviously easier for me to put the whole thing in. And then what I've done is I've actually got my meter attached to it, and I've soldered it in. You can see I'm going to do it from above. You can see I've soldered it in there, and I've got some wires on there, and essentially that's it. And so it's bare, and I've just got to be careful I don't touch it. So I'm going to turn it on. You'll see the green light come on, and the voltage is okay, slightly low, 4.9. There may be a trimmer I can adjust to get it above 5 volts. And then what I can do now is attach a USB socket on that. And I believe I bought a bunch, but I might have already shipped them all to Sierra Leone, so I don't have any. One of these adapters has got a couple of USB sockets, so I might be able to nick it just to do it. Because the idea is to put a 2 on there, because it's 700 milliamps output, which is above the spec of a single one, which is supposed to be 500 milliamps, but it's below the spec of 2. So, that's why I'm thinking if I put 2 sockets on there, and yes, it might not charge them at full speed, but at least it'll give us the output. Great. So, that's Mike just asking about that. So these, I don't think they actually have any kind of control. Oh, they might have a trimmer on them. Not sure. No, but they might have a potential divider resistor pair on them or something like that. Yeah, I think they've probably got a potential divider resistor pair on them, but I'm not about to pull them off. So, it's a tolerance thing, obviously. But, that will charge a device. it won't be a fast charge, obviously, it'll be a slow charge or a trickle charge, but you could plug 2 devices into it. It's obviously going to be quite small because that's the entire circuit. You know, I mean, that and you can see what it is alongside my thumb. Yep. And obviously the plug, the whole thing actually will go into a small unit. And I can 3D print a case. Obviously I need, because I can encompass the pins into the actual 3D print of the case, and then have the two, you know, the plug socket on the back, which will create a full charger. And I believe I've costed it up so the plug itself, obviously I'll lose the case for the plug, but the pins themselves, so I'd lose £2 on the pins buying them currently. I'm pretty sure that this circuit here was I think I'd have changed after about £1 for it because I bought them in bulk. And then there's obviously the USB sockets that go on there as well, which I know I got a bag of like 50 of them for a £5 or something. And so the whole unit would stand me to the region of £4. Yeah, which means I can sell it for £8. Now £8 for a 2-socket USB charger isn't a bad thing. Obviously, with it being a Euro socket, then that's not going to be something that I should be using in the UK. So, you know, but I'm designing these so they could be sold in poor countries. Now, I bought those sockets retail. I'm pretty sure I've seen these on AliExpress for about 50p each, the socket. And I wouldn't be surprised if I can't get that circuit there for less. So I wouldn't be surprised if I can't actually make this for like £2. Which means I can sell it for £4, which is pretty cheap. You know, so maybe, who knows. Roughly soldered it up. Oh, let me pull it out. And you can see, obviously this is a 2-pin. Let me just show you. Right, okay, so that's obviously the 2-pin. Yeah, and I've got an adapter. Okay. And then we've got our little mains to 5-volt circuit. And then I've soldered it onto the pins of the USB socket, yeah, and then I plugged in a light so you can see it working. Okay, and it doesn't really matter which way obviously it goes into the plug. Let me push it back in. There we go. Okay, and we can plug it into a mains plug socket. Okay, and you can see it's obviously mains because I've got loads of other stuff including an adapter. Let's turn it on. There it is. Look at that. Hey? Now obviously it's facing the wrong way, and it's no biggie to just bend this out so it's facing the right way, but what I'm showing here obviously is the electrics. Now obviously this I would bring round to this side and would make sure that that's there properly, but essentially that's it. You know, from a wiring point of view there's nothing more to it. So all I need to do now, if I want to make this into an actual unit, is 3D print a case around it, redo the wiring so that it's all linear. Bob's your uncle. 1 5-volt charger. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point actually. So if I put it in like that, okay, and okay, let me set it up. I'm going to charge a phone from it. Let me set it up. Okay, so I bent it round so that it faces outwards. I mean, obviously that's pretty easy and straightforward. Let me put the light on so you can see it. There we go. That's it from the top. So you can see I just basically bent it round, and it's kind of drooping a little bit, but that doesn't matter. And we've got a phone. Okay, so see the white wire, which is plugged in as well as the LED light, and that's going down to this phone. And you'll see, okay, so if I turn the light off, and then you'll probably see in the background the light will come on. There you go. And now it's showing it's charging. You see? So it works. As to how quickly it charges, obviously you'd need to wait for that, but it's definitely charging, so it works. And you can see they're both plugged in to the same unit. Yeah. Be interesting to measure the voltage. I might even do that. Not today. But as you can see, it is charging. It'd be nice to see it go up to 38% whilst we're watching, but I don't know. It's not a fast charger, so I don't know. And these have got quite a big battery in it, these phones. They're 5 amp hour. Yeah. So they last a long time. Yeah. it's not going to show it. It takes a while for it to actually register the charge rate, because I think it just basically watches it and tries to gauge it from the battery percentage. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Look at that. So we're drawing the power for the light, and oh, there you go. I think it went up to 38 from 37, didn't it? Or did it? I don't know. Anyway, judge for yourself. Okay. But you can obviously see it's working, and the charge indicator is on. As you can see there, that one there, that's showing it is charging. Okay, maybe it's easier to do it this way. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, it's charging. Yep, I think it did go up 1%. But yep. Okay, so you can see we've just got the same setup. There it goes, and it's obviously been charging. So 53%. I just left it there charging. I've just unlocked it, and you can see how it's actually showing a reasonably fast charge as well. Because look at the dotted line. It says 4 hours left for full charge. Ah, right. Okay, so the scale is 10 days. Yeah. So it's going to take, obviously 4 hours. It's been charging, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 hours, I don't know. Oops. But you can obviously see it is charging, and at the same time we're powering an actual light. So the system works. You can have two things charging and it does work. You know, one doesn't drain the other or something. So I think we're all right. So we need to make these up now.